Alright, so now we are moving on to legs. So we've gotten done hands and arms, and so now we're moving down to legs. So if you look at this illustration, it gives you both kind of the front view of the leg and the side view. Now for the most part, the only time you're going to see these legs is if you have a short skirt, kind of like I have, or your character is wearing shorts. If you have pants, those pants are going to kind of go all the way to the bottom, so you're not really going to see them. So when I'm drawing something like a skirt, I've got to figure out where does that skirt fall. So my skirt is kind of falling here. So the only part of the leg I'm going to see is this, and I see the knee. The knee kind of pokes out, especially when it's bent like mine is. And then that bottom part rounds out. And that back part, we've got to get that calf in there. And then it gets narrower as it comes to my ankle. So we've got the calf, we got it coming in, and then it kind of goes back up, and then there's the edge of my skirt, so I can stop. Now, as I draw that, I can also start going in and erasing those gesture drawings inside. Now, going into the foot is tricky, especially from a side view. Now, let's see. If we look at this foot right here, you can see how that foot is shaped. Now I'm going to have to flip mine because mine is facing the other direction. But we see how the foot is a triangle. It is not flat. So if down here on my drawing, my foot is going to come down at a triangle. Now my heel is kind of a little bigger and sticks out. And it comes up and down like this. Now if you're wearing shoes, that shape is important. Even if you don't get any of the details, when you go to that shoes in the packet, you can kind of see that foot shape exists in all those shoes. See how those shoes come down to a point. They come down to a point. Shoes follow the shape of your foot. Now if you're drawing sandals, you're actually going to have to get your foot to be more detailed. But if you're just drawing shoes, and I think I'm going to give my person just some flats because as a teacher she wouldn't want to be walking around in crazy shoes. Those flats are going to sit around the shape of the foot. So we've got the bottom, it comes down to a point. Now, as I do that, that looks kind of weird because you don't usually see the toes. Now see how far back those toes go? So that means I'm going to have to round that out because most shoes round out and cover up the toes unless they're an open toe shoe like a sandal. So see how it comes down, that comes down. The other part, especially if you've got a shoe that's kind of open like this, you're going to want to draw is that kind of knobby part of your ankle. So, legs and feet, arms and hands, and then you can move on to the face.